I often come to Christian with my weather questions. Well, you're a
Well,
meteorologist.
I mean, you know, I hope. I mean, who else are you going to go
Would
to?
you just let me set this up
Okay,
and
I'm
move
sorry.
on?
Let's do it again.
I often come to Christian with my weather questions. So yesterday, it rained an awful lot.
Yeah.
And I'm unsure if it was a gully washer or a frog strangler.
Where were you?
In Gulf Breeze.
Oh, that was a frog strangler.
Out the highway, Gulf Breeze.
No, that was frog strangler all the way down through Navarre.
All right.
In Pensacola, it was a gully washer. But yeah, where you
We
were.
hope that worked.
What is this?
Chocolate
Chips Ahoy
chip.
donuts filled with cookie dough flavored buttercream.
Is that crazy or is that crazy?
Well, what I like about it is I think it's going to be healthy. A healthy alternative. You know, that's the key to it these days, is you got to watch out for that kind of stuff.
I think so too, because if the buttercream flavor actually matches the donut flavor, it's like takes away the
they
calories
knock each
from
other
each
out.
other.
Exactly right. Yeah.
This
It's
is why
like
I love
two
you.
wrongs in this particular case do make a right. The strong, sustained winds and the heavy driving rains are, of course, major threats during a tropical event. But the storm surge is a major player, too. And when it's all said and done, it may be the biggest threat of all. At 11:09, that is the scene. You are looking live at a waterspout. This is out over the Sound. This is the Hardee's Beach Cam looking toward the east. Incredible. Very, very rare that we catch these live, whether it's the beach cam or the city cam. Of course, we had a waterspout last night right there at Casino Beach, just offshore. And now for the second day in a row, we have a waterspout. Let's leave that shot. I'm going to come back to it, but I do want to show you the Doppler radar, and you can see the cell that is producing that waterspout, okay? So there it is. Remember, the camera, of course, is at Pensacola Beach, which is right here. It's looking that way, right into that cell, and the waterspout is about right here. So just incredible that a really sort of innocuous-looking cell is producing that waterspout. I know you want to see that, so we're going to get right back to it. And that's a big one. You know, a lot of times we see these waterspouts and they're very, very thin. Remember that this would become a tornado if it were to move on shore. It is very possible that at any moment the National Weather Service in Mobile will issue a tornado warning. This is precisely what happened last night when the waterspout was spotted, and then about 3 minutes later they put out that tornado warning. So it's actually a pretty easy meteorological concept to grasp. In the case I've created here, we have a Category 2 hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico just to our west. The wind around an area of low pressure flows counterclockwise, which in this particular case puts northwest Florida on the eastern side of the storm. That's always worst case scenario with tropical weather. Now, you can see here that as those winds move around that storm, the storm surge created in the Gulf has to go somewhere. And the problem is it ends up coming onshore and in many cases going into homes and businesses.
We finally know. Hey, the minute you sit down is the minute you start dying. Absolutely.
That's what
We
they
know
say.
an object in motion stays in motion.
Something along those lines, yeah.
They say that too.
Yeah, they say all sorts of things.
I don't know what they say.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say what I say,
Yeah.
which is thank you for joining us at 4:38. Great to have you here. Midweek edition of 3 in the morning. 7 named storms is predicted. Well, the normal is 12, so 7 would be a pretty good number. 3 hurricanes forming. The normal on that is 6 to 7, and they're suggesting 1 major hurricane, and the normal there is 2 to 3. So pretty good numbers. The reason they think it'll be a quieter season, first of all, we always hear about an El Nino. They think one will develop, which is a warming of the Pacific Ocean, usually leads to a cooling in the Atlantic Ocean. And then on top of that, the Atlantic is already kind of starting cooler than normal. So those are the 2 factors. But as I've noted, the current Doppler looking pretty benign for us here in northwest Florida. Now, there are some showers here, even some heavy rain showing up in southern Mississippi. But even that's not part of the line. That's just an isolated cell that has popped up.
This is meteorologist Christian Garman.
Good morning, everybody. Good to have you with us at 6:30. We start with the Doppler, and I start to show you that there is no rain across Escambia, Santa Rosa, or Okaloosa counties. It's quiet. We pull this thing back just a bit, and you can see some offshore rain. In fact, some heavy rain showing up this morning just south of Mobile County. That was over Biloxi. It's been inching toward the east-southeast, and that's the key. It's more southeast than anything else. So that rain will not be coming on shore near northwest Florida, and it could mean strong storms late afternoon into this evening. Our futurecast will time it all out the whole weekend. In fact, today we start cloudy. Watch this. I'll stop it at noon. See that? That's one of those cells that could pop up late morning into the afternoon. But even then, at 12 p.m. at lunchtime, this line is still well back to the west. So we move ahead a little bit more.
Bill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Here is meteorologist Christian Garman.
Early this morning, Ricky Van was out at Gulf Islands National Seashore doing her report on the turtles and spotted a shark out in the water there. In fact, we're told it was likely a hammerhead doing some fishing this morning. It was really cool. And Chris Johnson, photographer on the scene, started rolling on that. Obviously, we don't have much to see. You can see the fin kind of slashing around there, but it was awfully cool to see that this morning right around 5 a.m. Now we go live, and at 10 after 11, look at that, mostly cloudy. You can see some rain falling downtown Pensacola right now as we look to the west. Here's a live shot from Destin looking to the east, mostly cloudy. Certainly some ominous looking clouds, but not raining there. Same thing here, Island House Hotel, dark clouds on the right side of the screen. And from UWF, you can see mostly cloudy skies. So it's cloudy out there, and it's definitely raining in a few spots. Right now, South Baldwin County getting the brunt of it here. From Gulf Shores to Foley up near Robertsdale, that's the heavy rain we're seeing. In fact, I'd say from Foley to Bon Secours over to Mifflin, down toward Orange Beach. And remember that camera shot I just showed you was right here, and you could see as we looked into those storms how dark the clouds got. So that is heavy rain, and there is some lightning. I'll show you the lightning in a moment. We get closer to Escambia County here. This is East Baldwin County into Escambia. There's Molino and Muskogee down toward Gonzales. That's an area getting some heavy rain, and this is the current Doppler. So it's interesting. The showers are really heavy, but they're generally pretty short-lived. They pop up, they last 15-20 minutes, and then they die. This shower is in, well, northwest Pensacola, but that's going to move right out over UWF and maybe get into northeast Pensacola, might even cross the bay. Nothing right now in Santa Rosa and Okaloosa County, but some of these scattered showers are heading that way. And again, the lightning detection shows the strikes we're picking up in that strong cluster in South Baldwin County. So let's look ahead with our futurecast, and it's picking up on some rain in that area at 11 a.m., which of course is exactly right. We move this into the afternoon, early afternoon, 1 p.m. Still more centered in South Baldwin County, but we'll see some scattered storms in northwest Florida. By 3 p.m., more inland than coastal. Classic stuff. This evening, bands on the beach. I believe it's the modern El Dorados at Pensacola Beach. No rain concerns out there. And then coming up tomorrow, much drier weather starts to move in. Tomorrow looks good. Temps right now right around 80, 85 in Pace, so that's heating up quickly. A little bit drier there. And I think most of our highs will stay around 85 or 86. Out of the tropics for day 2 of the hurricane season. We're quiet for the Atlantic Basin. That, of course, means the Gulf, the Caribbean, and the Atlantic Ocean. There's your 3-day forecast. Scattered storms this afternoon, 40% chance with the mid-80s. So we're going to see some brief, heavy downpours. Very classic. Tomorrow, though, and Thursday, not so typical for June. Prettier, drier, sunny, but hotter. Upper 80s expected with lows around 70. And we look ahead now, Friday mostly sunny, still just isolated showers Wednesday through Friday. Saturday partly cloudy, a 30% chance. Sunday 20%. So after today, rain will not be as likely for the next several days. Out at Pensacola Beach right now, it's definitely cloudy, but the surf is calm and the green flag is out, and several people out there enjoying their morning on Pensacola Beach.